Victoria Mills, and I'm going to be talking about why college prices should be lowered. According to the Education Data website, last updated June 7th of 2019, there were 21.9 million students enrolled in colleges and universities. This is a big number, but in the grand scheme of things, it's actually quite small. Colleges should be more affordable for potential students, so they are able to get a higher education. In college, all students worry about how they're going to be able to afford their tuition and all the other expenses that come along with college. Today, I'm going to talk about the expensiveness of college and some of the ways that we can help lower the cost of college. So, the price of college isn't the only thing that is affecting students. Let's talk about some of the things that are. In an article on Forbes magazine's website, last updated in 2018, states that the cost for four-year universities has increased 4 to 6% per year since the year 2000. And I'm going to give you an example in dollar terms of what this means. So the sticker price for Harvard University is, in 2000, was $33,000. And today it is nearly $68,000. In an article titled "Fewer Students Are Going to College, Here's Why That Matters," published by the NPR website, last updated in 2019, states that about 2.3 million fewer students enrolled in college this fall than in 2011. And there are three main reasons that this has happened. The first one is the strong economy. With the strong economy comes more jobs. And with more jobs, less students want to focus on college, because why should they focus on college when there's already a job open for them? And the second is the shift in demographics. 20 years ago, there was lower birth rates. With these lower birth rates caused lower graduates, and with lower graduates, there are less going into college. And with less going into college, there's obviously less in college. Anyway, so the third reason is the cost of college. The states have recently been putting less into their funds for higher education, and since there is less in the funds, it causes the tuition to rise. And since the tuition is rising, the scholarships and grants cannot keep up. And since the scholarships and grants can't keep up, it falls onto the students and their families. So with all these reasons, there are ways to help them also. In an article by the News Observer and Journal website, last updated in 2018, states that the NC Promise program, funded by the legislature at $51 million this year, allowed Elizabeth City State University, Western Carolina University, and UNC Pembroke to decrease their tuition to $1,000 for in-state tuition graduates and $5,000 a year for out-of-state graduates. For Elizabeth City State University, this has been a very big help, because before this program, they were facing student declines and budget cuts. And now, since this has happened, they're on their 5-year high of students coming into their college. For Western Carolina University, they were already on a growth trajectory, but since this has happened, they gained so many more students. In 2017, they passed the 11,000 students mark. And for UNC Pembroke, with this program, they were expecting about a 500 student increase, but they actually ended up with 900 more than they thought. With this 900 student increase, 60% of it was students who actually dropped out. They came back, and the reason they dropped out was either for economic reasons or because of family issues. On the website for the NC Promise program, it states that the price cut only applies to tuition, not the other expenses that college comes with. The total annual price for North Carolina students is $14,385 at ESCU, $15,156 at UNCP, and $16,036 at Western Carolina University. And with all these potential students, there are so many resources that can help them go far in their college career. Next slide, Nate. With more and more government help, these potential students can have a higher education. And with this higher education, they can get better jobs, and with better jobs, they can get better pay. And with the help, it also lowers the cost of the higher education. So they have a better chance at getting the higher education to have the better jobs and the better pay that they deserve. So, you can switch slides. So, to help lower the tuition, there are steps in an article on Education Planner. There are steps a person can take to help lower the cost of college tuition. While in high school, students can actually take college classes. So when they get to college, it will be less because they have already taken the classes in high school. And while they're in high school, the college will actually pay their tuition, so they won't have to pay for it. So essentially in college, they will be taking college classes for free. And then when they get to college full time, their tuition will cost less because of the less classes. Then, if they decide not to take classes in high school, when they graduate, they can go ahead and just start off in a community college. In a community college, it already costs less, and when you go to a four-year university, you won't have to take all of those starter classes because you've already taken them at a community college. And at the community college, it overall costs less. And once you get to the four-year university, you can go ahead and get a jump start at the career that you are pursuing. And then overall, while in college, just find ways to earn money, whether that be, a part-time job or something else. So one way to earn money is becoming a residential advisor at a four-year university. And the universities for residential advisors, they usually pay them, and they also contribute to their room and board. Also, another way to earn money while in school is to get a summer job. Some students can't handle the stress of having a job and going to school, so they just, they go to school year round, or they go to school during the semesters and they don't work. But when it's summertime, they get a summertime job. So hopefully all of these potential students find a way to lower their tuition. With all of these many resources, whether it be a program or a summer job, hopefully potential students find something to help them out. And since many students cannot afford colleges, the price should be lowered. With the help through the programs like the one mentioned before and other financial aid, this will help with potential students having the higher education that they deserve. So if you think that with the college prices being more affordable, how many students do you think would actually enroll in college?